Hey everyone. So I know it has been a little bit since I've posted a video. Um, Quick disclaimer, I only got to part 2 of the hospital story, and the other 2 videos that are planned, I'm trying to figure out how to make them be able to be posted. The files got a little bit messed up, so when I am able to post it, there may be some parts that are cut out, but I'll try to put in text what I was saying in the video when it messed up. But I do hope to get the end of the story posted soon. This is just a quick, hopefully quick, update video. I didn't want to just go missing, but I'm just kind of going through some real life stuff, and it's just making it a little hard to make a video right now. But I am still here, and hopefully this will be okay for right now. If you hear a buzzing in the background, I apologize. We have a little corner unit thing, and sometimes it makes noises, but it's nothing that we can control, so I'm hoping it's not too loud. So yeah, let's get started. So since I've been home, I have had an appointment with a psychiatric doctor. I have a therapy appointment scheduled too, but I had to reschedule it due to the day wasn't working out. So I do have that scheduled in the upcoming weeks. And then another psychiatric appointment also in a couple weeks. I went to the psychiatric doctor. I guess it's psychiatrist. I don't know why I keep calling it psychiatric doctor. So I had my appointment at the psychiatrist office, and I told her everything that had been happening, and she agreed with all the other doctors that my symptoms were matching bipolar and borderline personality disorder and obsessive compulsive disorder. And none of those really shocked me. I had been thinking, just from seeing the symptoms of all of it, that I matched it. I'm not usually one that's big on self-diagnosis. I know it's very controversial, but I also realize that if I'm looking at symptoms of something and I pretty much match all of them, it's at least a possibility. So to have a doctor that's actually gone to school verify that I was correct in my thinking, it made me feel good, of course, to be told that, when I'm used to being told by doctors that I'm wrong and don't self-diagnose myself and all that. And so I plan to make a longer video going more into detail about what all of those necessarily mean. But just in case people don't know what exactly it all is, obsessive compulsive disorder, that one's pretty obvious. People know what that means. I have a problem with doors being locked. I have to constantly make sure that doors are locked, and I have to recheck them and check them again. And I have trouble with like knives. I don't like knives just being left on the counter. They have to be in the sink or put up high. I have trouble with that kind of thing. I have to set a lot of alarms on my phone. It can't just be one alarm. because I have a fear that the alarm won't go off and I'll miss whatever appointment I have. So I have to set 3, 4, 5 alarms right after each other so that I have a belief that at least one of them will go off. And I have to recheck things a lot. If I'll put something in a place, I have to keep checking that it's in that place over and over till I finally believe it. As far as borderline, it's hard to explain when you don't have it. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't have it what exactly the person who has it feels. But basically, let's see, I think I have a graphic. Okay, so, specific symptoms of borderline personality disorder are frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. Basically, I constantly have a fear that I will be abandoned by people. They can tell me they love me, and they can tell me they're not going anywhere, but I constantly have an intense fear. So I then cling to them harder because I expect them to leave. So I have to hold on to them and basically suffocate them so that they can't leave. I was talking to my husband about this the other day. Let's say my husband had something to go to and I had to go to something else. I would want to go to the event with my husband and not go to the event that I was supposed to go to, because I have a fear that if he goes to the event without me, that in some way or another I will be abandoned by him. He will find somebody there that he likes better. He will make a relationship with somebody there, romantic or friend, and somehow it will replace me. So I will not go to my thing so that I can constantly be by his side. And that's not just him. I've done that since I was little with friends. I would not do what I was supposed to do or what I was planning on doing so that I could constantly be at my friend's side, because I was afraid that if I let them go to the playground or a friend's house without me, that they would make a new friend and I would no longer be important to them. A pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and devaluation. That basically means that I have the ability to one moment be best friends with somebody, they're the greatest person on earth, everything's amazing, and then in a matter of a second they're a horrible person, they're out to get me, horrible, horrible, horrible. It's black and white thinking. I don't have the ability to look at a situation or a person and see it that they're human, that the situation's not all good or all bad, it's kind of a mixture. I see automatically the world's gonna fall apart, we're gonna lose our house, we're gonna lose a job, we're gonna lose this, we're gonna lose that, this person's a horrible being who's out to get everybody, this person's the best person on earth. I have trouble with just in the middle, colorful thinking. I only think black and white. Identity disturbance, such as a significant and persistent unstable self-image or sense of self. Basically, I have trouble understanding who I am, what my purpose is, that I'm a good person. Impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially self-damaging. Example, spending, sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating. We know about the self-harm. That's 1. I have trouble with money. That's 2. I binge eat. That's 3. And a lot of people have trouble with like money, they spend too much at the store and oops. I take it to an extreme. I've been relatively good the past few months, but I have problems. If I get like large sums of money, I have trouble with wanting to buy just everything, especially online shopping. I cannot do online shopping because I will add way too much to my cart and then buy it all. And it's just too much. It's too much of an addiction just have it show up at my house and all of a sudden I have all this stuff. And I have many things that if I like clean out the closet, I will find stuff that I never even used, never even opened. I needed to buy it. Reoccurrent suicidal behavior, gestures or threats, or self-mutilating behavior. That goes with the self-harm and past suicidal ideation. Emotional instability due to significant reactivity of mood, intense episodes of dysphoria, irritability, or anxiety, usually lasting a few hours and only rarely more than a few days. I will mention more of that when I talk about the bipolar, why this disorder makes bipolar even worse. Chronic feelings of emptiness, that's self-explanatory. Inappropriate intense anger or difficulty controlling anger, frequent displays of temper, constant anger, reoccurrent physical fights. Again, that's self-explanatory. Stress-related paranoid thoughts or severe dissociative symptoms. Disassociation basically is if I feel stressed out or I feel threatened in some way, think of it as daydreaming, but like severe daydreaming. I will completely go to a different world. I will pretend I am a different person. I will put myself in a different storyline to make it so that I do not feel threatened anymore. It sounds pleasant, but it's very dangerous because think if you were being attacked in some way and you became disassociative. It's a coping skill, or it's a coping way, but I'm not in present life. I'm not saving myself from anything. I'm still physically in the situation, but my mind is somewhere else. And so it's good and it's bad. It's all just coping, but it's dangerous. I'm not dealing with what's really happening. I'm in a whole different world, and I've done that since I was little. Okay, so then I mentioned that was more detailed. Bipolar, it's those symptoms and then it's not. Bipolar is, I can swing from euphoric, happy mania and immediately swing to depression. But this isn't some days I have a good day, some days I have a bad day. This is, I can go from mania, which I so far, I mean, I guess it can always change, but right now I'm not full-blown mania. I have bipolar 2. Bipolar 1 is mania in the idea of like what the media makes it seem, where like people quit their jobs, people quit school, people move to New York to be a star. It's like they do full-blown things. Hypomania is more with bipolar 2, and hypomania is, think if you saw somebody and they were extremely hyper, to the point that it's annoying. I get very playful. I will dance around the room. I will throw things at my friends, but not in like an aggressive way, like a playful. I want to start a wrestle kind of. It sounds stupid, but it's that kind of thing, like a playful kind of idea. I take bunches of selfies. I just think I'm I wouldn't say the hottest person, because I never think I'm the hottest person, but physically me, I think, wow, I look great today. I look amazing. Go me. I can do anything. I'm on top of the world. That sounds fantastic. Everybody wants to feel like that. That's great. It can get dangerous though, because one, you can get to the point where, for example, you run across the street because you just assume the car will just stop for you. The world revolves around you. No, you're just running across the street and that car is going to hit you. But you don't think like that. You just think, I can do whatever I want. I'm on top of the world. The problem though is that level is great. That's fantastic. People want to do that all the time. Immediately, I can go from there to bottom in an instant. And I can become the lowest of low. I hate myself. The world sucks. Why am I here? That's where people commit suicide. There's no in between, and that's what can make it so bad. There's some people that they mellow out, but the problem is that usually you can unmedicated. This is more unmedicated because medications can't help with this. But let's say unmedicated, you can swing from one end of the pendulum to the other side, and that kind of hit the ground feeling can make you want to kill yourself. And that is a problem, of course. And in the depressive state, I don't want to get out of bed. I just want to sleep. I don't want to eat. It's depression. I don't need to tell all the symptoms of depression. It's depression. So it's tiring. It's exhausting. It's overwhelming to be told that I have to be on meds so that I can at least not go from one extreme to the other. And it's hard because it's not some clear-cut thing. It's not, oh, well, this one person, that's how it is for them, so this other person, it's going to be exactly like that. No, I can't. That's why it's hard to describe it, is because I may be saying all of this, someone else may watch it and go, wow, that's not like me at all. But it's also, it's comforting to me to at least know, okay, this is how it is. All I have, because I'm one of those people that I research. So if people want to debate me about stuff, I've already looked it up for myself. I'm not trying to diagnose other people. I'm not trying to fix other people. I'm just trying to survive it myself. And that's where it's getting overwhelming for me, is I'm being told all these statistics. And granted, they're statistics. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to me, but I'm being told that 80% of people with bipolar attempt suicide. Not as many people die, but they attempt it. And I can understand with the way that it swings from mania or hypomania to depression, I can see how that happens. But that's scary to think 80%. And then even worse, 90% of marriages with at least one bipolar spouse end in divorce. 90%. That is terrifying to me. And like I said, I know that does not mean I'm gonna get divorced. I can be part of the 10%. But it's still intimidating to be told that. And that's what's, it's overwhelming lately. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I started this channel because I had postpartum depression, and that sucked. But it was gonna go away. I could handle it. I was gonna be strong for other people and other mothers. And then I hit rock bottom, and I went into the hospital, and they mentioned these things they thought I had. And then I got out, and I went to another doctor, and they also believed it. And then I looked up symptoms, and I matched them. And then I looked at other things, and I talked to people, and they all said, yes, that's exactly what I feel, and I'm bipolar. And all of a sudden, I went from somebody who doesn't even take Tylenol for a headache to I'm on 3 medicines multiple times a day, and one of those medicines I don't think is working, so I'm probably going to have to get started on either a higher dose or a different medicine. So I've already been having trouble with the medicine I'm having, and now I'm going to have to get another medicine because the first medicines I don't think is strong enough for me. And so then I'm getting told how my life's going to be, and that it isn't one of those, bam, you got medication, you're all better. I'm still going to have good days and bad days even on medication. The medication's just going to keep me from getting extreme. And I've seen how I'm not going to suddenly be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm always going to have to struggle. And I guess that's part of the divorce rate, is that I have to have a spouse that understands that I'm going to have mood swings, and I'm going to have days where I don't want him to talk to me. I don't want to go out and have fun. And then I'm going to have days where I'm obnoxious because I'm just so hyper, and I'm so, let's go, 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 let's do this. I'm having so much fun. I'm awesome. You're awesome. Everybody's awesome. And that can be exhausting. I have friends that have to understand I'm not going to always want to talk to you. But other days, I'm going to talk your ear off. I have to have family members that understand I'm not always going to want to talk to you. I'm not always going to be in a great mood. But then other times, I'm going to talk your ear off. I'm going to want to go shopping and do this, and let's talk to all the people. Let's do all the things. It's exhausting, but it's even more exhausting for me. And it's hard because I'm kind of at I don't know who I am. I mean, borderline is something that, and bipolar is something that I've most likely been my whole life, and just nobody noticed. And so the thought that I'm basically trying to relearn myself and my mind, and rewire myself and my mind, and relearn how to do things. That's overwhelming. How do I basically become a different person when all I've ever known is bipolar and borderline? I just didn't know what it was. And it's overwhelming. It's not a bad thing. It's merely this stage in my life I'm learning. It's a season, but it is extremely overwhelming, and it's hard because I made this channel for postpartum depression, and now I'm kind of like, what, when does bipolar start and postpartum end? And I've been told that the idea of the channel is still the same. I'm doing this for maternal mental illness. This is maternal mental illness. I am a mother. I am postpartum. It's still the same idea. And I'm trying to remember that the point of this is for mothers and women to know that you don't have to be perfect. You can still struggle and be an amazing mother and fight to be an amazing mother. And that's where I'm at, is that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. All I can do is basically just put one foot in front of the other. Try this med. If this med doesn't work, try another med. Try therapy. Be honest with people. That's the scariest, but weirdly enough, the easiest thing. I didn't think I'd be able to be so honest with people, but somehow that's all I got. People may not like to hear what I have to say, but at least I'm telling you that's how I feel. There's days where I tell people, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to this place. I don't want to do this activity. I'm here, but I don't want to do it. And usually they say, you know what? That's okay. At least you're honest about it. And there's days where I have to tell people in my life, like, it's a bad day. I'm struggling. I'll be okay, but I'm struggling. And I still have trouble. I mean, these meds mess with my mind. And, I mean, it makes sense because they're changing the chemistry of my brain. And I get scared when I still have outbursts and I still have a bad day. And then I get confused when all of a sudden I'm in a great mood and everything's great. And that's what I wanted to mention about the borderline. I didn't want to forget that. What makes it even more confusing is that I'm learning that there are criteria for bipolar. Like, if you talk to a doctor, they're going to say, you need to fit this, 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 and this. And I'm learning that you don't always have to fit this, 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 and this. Textbook-wise, in order to get the diagnosis, you have to fit this, 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 and this. But if you talk to 10 bipolar people, they will say, well, my days consist of this, or my days consist of this, or my moods go this quick, or my moods go this slow. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. So, criteria-wise, bipolar, your moods last weeks, months, years on end before they switch. Borderline, they can switch like that, within seconds. But then I've also talked with bipolar people who are bipolar. It's not just me. They're saying I've been diagnosed for 12 years bipolar. But my moods switch within days, within hours. I start out manic in the morning, and then I have, depressed episodes at night, and then there's also mixed episodes where you have both symptoms of mania and depression at the same time, and that throws everything for a loop. So to have bipolar and borderline, my moods literally switch all the time. But then there's days where I go all day and I'm in a good mood, or I go all day and I'm depressed. But then I have days where one moment I'm perfectly fine, and then I snap, and I'm angry, and I'm depressed, and I'm overwhelmed, and it's something as stupid as the truck pulled up in front of the window and blocked the sunlight while I'm trying to clean, and my mind and I'm depressed. like I said, it is so hard to explain what's happening, and that's part of the why I'm having trouble sitting down and making a video, is because my mind is just like go 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 go, and then I get a depressed episode, and then I can't even get off the couch. And I'm thankful to have my children, because I've heard of people who don't have children, they don't have animals, they don't have a significant other, and they literally don't eat, don't get off the couch because they have no reason to. I have children who need me, so that causes me to get up, because as much as I put myself down about being a bad mom or struggling, I even give myself credit that I can be struggling till I'm blue in the face, but if my baby says, you know, I need you, or my child says, I need you, I get up. And I'm thankful for that I'm not so bad off that I don't want to do it with you. Because I've seen it where some parents do that. They're like, I don't want to feed you, just, you're on your own. And I know that can screw the child up. And so I'm thankful that soon as one of them says, I need you, okay, let's do this. I may feel like crap, but I'm here for you. I may then go back to the couch and let you watch Paw Patrol all day, but you're taken care of. And I'm thankful that I have that much. And that's what it comes down to, is I will do what I have to do. I may be inconvenienced, I may be overwhelmed. This may take years to get a dosage that's exactly what I need, to get a medication that's exactly what I need, to get therapy where I need it to be, to get relationships where I need it to be. But I'll do it, because I'd rather just struggle now and be inconvenienced now and figure out what I need to do to be long-term stable. You know, I'll do that for my family, for myself. But right now, it's overwhelming. I'm trying to figure it out myself, and then everybody's kind of like, well, what's going on? And, you know, what are you thinking? And it's hard to tell somebody what you're thinking when you don't even understand what's going on. And I feel like I went into the hospital with, she just has really bad postpartum depression, borderline postpartum psychosis, and then it comes out that it was postpartum depression, but it also was a mental breakdown and a really bad bipolar episode. But wait, these same bipolar episodes could happen for the rest of your life. You know, you could constantly have episodes where you become suicidal, and you need to have a backup plan, people you call, people you contact, people you do this, and this when you feel suicidal, and that you're honest with them and say, I'm feeling suicidal, or I'm feeling depressed, or they can say, you're being manic right now, just letting you know. And that's what I've learned, is my husband and my friends have moments where they say, I can tell that you're being manic right now, or I can tell that you're being depressed, or wow, you just went from extremely happy to depressed in a split second. What can we do to help you? And that can be scary, and that can be overwhelming, but at the same time, I'm lucky to have people that accept that this is how Brittany is, this is what Brittany needs, we're gonna do it. And that makes me more hopeful. If I didn't have a support system, it would probably be scarier for me. But I have many moments where I say, I don't know if I can do that. Like, for the rest of my life, a 90% divorce rate, an 80% chance that I'm going to try to commit suicide. Like, that's a lot for anybody to take on. But then somebody who's just dealt with 8 months of postpartum depression, like that, That's a lot to realize that I'm going to have to take on for the rest of my life. But it's also like, okay, you know, and so I'm still here. And that's part of this video. I said it was going to be a short video. It's not. I'm sorry. Don't believe me. Don't listen to what I say. But I just want everybody to know that I am okay. I'm working through it. I'm taking each day, each mood swing, each medication dose, each therapy session, each psychiatry session. I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm working through it. And I'm talking to people who have gone through it and give me hope that I'll be okay. I just have to fight. I fought this long for myself. I'm not saying that I haven't had support, because we all know I have. But it does come down to, at the end of the day, I'm the one who has this. I'm the one who has to live with it. No matter who comes and goes, I have it. And I'm the one that has to take my own life in my hands. If I want to make sure that I stay alive, that I live a life that I deserve with people that love me, that's for me. I have to do it. I have to take the meds. I have to go to the appointments. I have to instill things in my daily life to make sure that I'm healthy. Sometimes that means saying, this medication's not working for me. Sometimes that's saying, going to this place isn't working for me. Having this responsibility, it's not working. I need to push that to the back burner for right now till I can handle it. This person, they're toxic. They're stressing me out. They don't have my best interest at heart. They need to go. Because I can only have people that completely support me, that believe me when I say I'm struggling, that they don't say, you're fine, move on, get over it, I think you're being dramatic. I only can have people around me that are saying, you can do this, this is hard, but we're by your side and we got you. That's what's got me this far, was having people saying, we got you, and that's what's going to keep me on the right track. And I'm aware that as soon as I let myself slip, down I'll go. So I cannot let myself slip. And if all I can do at this point is to make a rambling video talking about how I feel, then that's all I can do. But eventually I will get myself on track, and then it will all be worth it. All of the struggling will be worth it, because I do not want to end up dead. And now more than ever, it's not just postpartum depression. It's not just me having a bad time. It's something that I need to take seriously, believe in myself, and believe that other people will be there. And if they choose not to because it's too hard for them to deal with, that's not on me. That's their inability to be there. But that's not me. All I can do is love myself, and the right people will be there to love me. And that's easier said than done, but that's all I can do at this point. So I will try not to make it so long before I post another video. And I still have the same intentions I've had since the beginning of this channel. I want mothers to know that it is okay. That it is okay to struggle. That it's okay to say, I'm having a rough time. As long as you say, I'm having a rough time, but I'm not letting this take me down. So no matter what I have, no matter what happens in the future, no matter what meds I'm on or not on, no matter what thoughts I have or don't have, I'm gonna fight this, and I'm gonna make it work for me, and I'm gonna make it so that I'm okay, and that I'm still here. Have a good day.